As if the flood misery itself wasn't enough for the people of Chennai, a city of 7 million people, there are scavengers out there who are profiteering from this tragedy, from this disaster in India's fourth largest city. People looking to profiteer, make a profit and gain from people's misery, jacking up prices of essential commodities. Take a look at what milk usually costs, 38 rupees per litre, being charged at 200 rupees per litre by hapless people who need these things. Water cans, 50 rupees for a water can, now people charging 200 to 500 rupees per water can. Candles, people need them because there's no power anywhere in Chennai. 10 rupees for a candlestick, usually 50 rupees is what one candlestick costs at this moment if you even try and attempt to buy it. Torches, which people need in the darkness there, 100 rupees, a normal reasonable torch being sold for between 600 and 1500 rupees in certain parts of Chennai. Let's come to vegetables because people need to cook, they need to continue to eat over there. 40 rupees per kilogram, now 90 rupees per kilogram, special flood prices in Chennai. 50 rupees per kilogram for beans, 90 rupees being charged. In some places we hear as much as 300 rupees per kilogram of beans. Brinjal and certain other vegetables which usually go for 30 rupees per kilogram being charged at between 60 to 200 rupees per kilogram in several areas. This isn't just some parts, several areas are actually reporting this. Carrots go for 30, they're going for 60 rupees, between 60 and 500 rupees. There's one place which is charging 600 rupees per kilogram as far as carrots are concerned. And drumsticks, a staple in Chennai and Tamil Nadu, 100 rupees per kilogram, usually going for between 150 and 500 rupees per kilogram in certain areas. This gives you a sense of how there are people out there profiting from people's misery in Chennai. And joining me live tonight from Chennai, Rohini Swami and Mayuresh Ganapate, both of our reporters who are there, who've been reporting right through this week on the continuing and unfolding tragedy. Rohini and Mayuresh, I'm going to come to you in just a moment because, as you know, we've opened up our phone lines tonight and Chennaiites are going to continue to call us on that number. In fact, we've already got our first caller, Usha, calling in from Pune this evening. Ms. Usha, go ahead, tell us what you want to say.
Yeah, hi, Mr. Arur. Nice delivery about you have been watching.
Yes,
and also one thing, I want to know how is the situation near Madipakam bus terminus because, as you know, we have not been able to get in touch with our relatives. So whether the water is drained, whether they are safe, and it will be of some help if you reach out near Madipakam bus terminus.
Okay. You're asking a specific question. Continue to watch this show, ma'am. I'm going to get your question answered live on this show by our reporters. We're getting another call. Karthik calling in from Delhi. Karthik, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Karthik from Delhi. Basically, yes. I'm from Chennai. See, when I see all those pictures that the price has been jacked up, 100 to 200 or 600. Yes, there is a supply demand, there will be a mismatch will happen.
Yes.
But then there are thousands of people, silently doing their service activities. Please try to focus on that, which will give the spirit for Chennai to get up.
I can tell you, Karthik, I completely agree with what you're saying. I want to specifically state here that we are focusing almost entirely on the amazing spirit of Chennai and the great work being done there. What I also want to tell you that many viewers may not be aware of is that there are several people who have access to nothing at all, who could be starving because of certain elements who are trying to profit here, who are trying to make a quick buck. It is not just about supply and demand. But I want to bring in, Rohini quickly on this to answer one quick question. Rohini, we had a caller calling, asking specifically about the Manipakam area. If you could answer that, because I'm sure you've been there, you know what it's like. But also the larger issue of profiteering and misery intensifying. Great work being done by several people in that city, but there are certain elements who are looking to profit here, Rohini.
Absolutely. Coincidentally, today we were in Madipakam and we'd like to assure this lady, Madam Usha, that area, the water has receded. The situation is under control.
Yes.
Most people where it's worst affected areas, they have been evacuated. Food is being supplied. We have seen it ourselves in those places that is actually being taken over there, and the situation is under control. In large parts of Chennai, the water is receding. But yes, there is a lot of issue about waterlogging in low-lying areas. Here where I stand in Koturpuram, one of the worst affected areas, the water had gone all the way up to 10 to 11 feet.
Yes.
But right now as I stand here, you can actually see the exact area which is actually drowned. And in terms of talking about racketeering and how people are selling things in black, I have stories here for you. आप बताइए, आप ये जो आपने ये कैंडल जो आपने खरीदा था, ये कितने में खरीदा था आपने?
30 रुपया।
30 रुपए। और कितने में मिलता है मार्केट में बारिश से पहले?
5 रुपया।
30 रुपए में आपको मिला है?
हाँ मिला।
और कितना मिला आपको?
2 लिया।
2 लिया कि 2 मिला?
2 लिया.
और आप நீங்க பாருங்க காய்கறிக்கெல்லாம் விலை ஜாஸ்தியா இருக்கா?
ஆமா சார், எல்லாமே
எவ்வளவு இருக்கு?
அது வந்து எல்லாமே ட்ரிபிள் மடங்குல விக்கிறாங்க மேடம். 5 rupees ஒரு ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஒரு 5 rupees விக்குதுன்னா 15 rupees விக்கிறாங்க இப்போ.
So basically, see,
yes.
that is what, exactly what you have been just saying and we've been showing in terms. What is being sold for 5 rupees is being sold for almost 3 times the price.
Yes.
Something that costs 5 rupees, again here a candle is being sold for 30 rupees. We are talking about common people.
Yes.
How can they afford, see what you can see here. How can they afford to buy this at that kind of rate? Let me tell you, when our team was moving around, we were trying to have food, something that we could actually spend 100 rupees. We are actually ourselves ending up spending close to 300 to 400 rupees.
Yeah.
So the common man is going to actually suffer. I would also like to ask you, நீங்க இங்க சாப்பாடு எல்லாம் கொடுத்துருங்க, எல்லாருக்கும் ரிலீஃப் ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கீங்க, எவ்வளவு வீடு இருக்குங்க, எவ்வளவு ஏரியால இருக்கு?
மொத்தமா பார்க்க போனீங்கன்னா ஒரு 4800 வீடு இருக்கு மேடம். எல்லாருக்கும் டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணோம், எல்லாம் சாப்பாடு எல்லாமே நல்லா கொடுக்குறோம், எல்லாம் எதுவுமே பண்ணுறோம். ஓகேங்களா? எங்களுக்கு முடிஞ்ச பால் கிடைக்கல. ஒரு பால் வந்துன்னா 50 ரூபான்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. அந்த 50 ரூபான்றது பெரிய ப்ராப்ளமாக இருக்குது. 20 ரூபா 30 ரூபா எனக்கு தெரியாது. 20 ரூபா வச்சுக்கோங்க. இப்போ வந்து 50 ரூபா பால் விற்கிறாங்க. அது வந்து அவங்க கடைக்காரங்க கூட விற்கல, அதை வாங்கி டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணி வேற ஒருத்தவங்க வாங்கி 50 ரூபாய் பால் விற்கிறாங்க. அதுதான் ப்ராப்ளமே. See, what else can we say? Milk is being sold at 50 rupees. He's saying it's not the shopkeeper, it's the people in between who are actually doing this, and they are the ones who are selling it.
That's a scary situation. There are middlemen who are actually hoarding some of these commodities and trying to profit here, and sort of undoing all the great work being done by so many of those volunteers in Chennai doing such great work, trying to reach that relief material to people so that nobody has a lack of all of that stuff. Mayuresh, I'm going to come to you in a minute. I want to take another call just in between that. Avinash is calling in from Bengaluru. Avinash, apologies for making you hold the line. Go ahead and tell us what you want to say, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I actually appreciate your effort of publicizing this issue, actually, because this is an important issue, much more important than any of the floods that's happening. So I'd like to report one issue. I had gone to Coimbatore to catch my bus to Bangalore, and there, we don't have cash, and one of the people who walk in there, they just come to you and they'll ask, do you want to go to an ATM? And if you go with them, they're asking like 100 to 200 bucks just for taking us to the right ATM.
Yeah.
And that's one issue. And Red Bus, as they're charging as it is exorbitant prices. And despite going there, they're taking the bus is starting like 4 hours to 5 hours late, and they're not even providing us any place for us to sit. And they made us drench. I got drenched for about 3 to 4 hours yesterday.
And Avinash, you're from IIT Madras, I'm told.
Yeah, I'm from IIT Madras. However, the situation inside IIT Madras was very nice, and the administration has taken very good care of us, and there's been absolutely no issue inside.
No, it's good to
IIT
hear
Madras.
about the administration taking care of you, but what you mentioned about people trying to profit from the misery and the desperation of citizens is something that's extremely worrying, and we're going to carry these stories straight to the authorities. Muralidharan, thank you, Avinash, for calling us. Muralidharan is our next caller. He's calling in from Vadodara in Gujarat. Muralidharan, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, see, my mother and my sister is there in Ashok Nagar, 18th Avenue.
Yes.
The problem is there is no attention from anybody to receive the water. The water logging continues in Avenue. So, because this is the 3rd day and there is the rains were patchy, but still people are not coming and responding there.
This is in the Ashok Nagar area. Yes, sir. We understand that Ashok Nagar has been quite badly affected and the waterlogging is quite bad there. But we can assure you, the authorities have been telling us, and they're listening as well, that help is definitely on its way. We can assure you that things will be better in the hours and the days ahead. So there's nothing to really worry about, sir. So we can give you that assurance. We've got another call coming in from Chennai. Mohammed on the phone line from Chennai. Mohammed, how are things there? Can you tell us what we can do for you? Mohammed, can you hear me?
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I'm calling from Chennai.
Yes.
Sir, actually what happened is there is
lot of net service is not taking place. There is a big disadvantage of communication gap.
Yes.
My auntie is living in Alvarti Nagar. Almost 4 days happened, we didn't have contact them.
Okay.
Personally, today we went there, still there is a water logging there.
Yes.
So there is a inconvenience of getting the basic needs of milk. Such kind of things has been going there.
Okay, Mohammed, thank you. We've noted both the locations that you've just mentioned. I can tell you that the reply that we've been asked to give to our viewers from the state authorities is that the waterlogging is a situation, but that authorities on the ground are doing everything they possibly can to alleviate the trials and tribulations of citizens such as yourself and your aunt and your relatives. We're getting a call in from Vibha, calling in from Chennai. Vibha, go ahead, ma'am. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi. I just wanted to tell you that I'm happy that you're showing all the exploitations that are happening over here.
Yes.
But at the same time, I would also like you to highlight some of the many good things that are happening. For instance, we are one group of people who have been without power supply for the last 6 days.
Yes.
And only today we finally had to literally run from pillar to post to get our power supply restored.
Right.
Unfortunately, over there also one part of the street got a power supply last evening. The rest of us had literally got to do that. And while this was happening, a group of us had managed to cook food for about 85 people and send it across through a group of people who are from math science, the research scholars.
Yes.
And such warmth and such humane attitude is on, in spite of difficulties that we also get to face.
Madam, Vibha ma'am, I can assure you, I can give you my personal 100% assurance here on television that we are covering every single humane, gesture that is being, that is playing out in Chennai, the spirit of Chennai, the amazing work being done by people. We're only focusing on this particular issue in this bulletin right now because there are several thousand people who are suffering as a result of this and whose life could change drastically as a result of this profiteering. People who may actually starve because they cannot afford the new prices that have been imposed on certain, essential commodities. We're getting many more calls, but I want to quickly get in a last word from our correspondent, Mayuresh, who's with me also live from Chennai tonight. Mayuresh, a lot of profiteering, a lot of suffering. The sun came out briefly today in Chennai, but the rains are continuing there. What is the sense? You spent a lot of time today with rescue personnel as well, Mayuresh. How long is this operation going to last? We get the feeling that it's going to last for quite a long time.
Certainly, Shiv, what we have given to understand by the NDRF people that North Chennai is quite, the water has receded in the North Chennai, but the South Chennai, there are a few areas where the water is still there. Even when we did that sortie with the Coast Guard team, that time also they throw some water pouches and the packets to that South Chennai area. So South Chennai is still there, the water is still there in South Chennai. And I just want to add one more point in that. While roaming on the streets of Chennai to report some stories or to cover something, we found that apart from Mumbai, apart from the Chennai police or apart from the police, there were no local authorities were there. The people, the NGOs, the people, the small group of people, they were helping out all the people. They were making food for them. They were distributing food. They were distributing clothes. But we couldn't see the local authorities over here. Even if you just take a walk around near Marina Beach, also there are a few places where you will find the garbage over here. So it is quite sad to see that the local authorities have not taken over it, and still the NDRF, the local people or the private NGOs have taken over this kind of operations.
There is no doubt that what's happening in Chennai is a tribute to the amazing city that Chennai is, where people have come together to help each other, bolstered of course by the authorities, the military, the NDRF, but the people of Chennai coming together to help each other is really the story that Rohini, Mayuresh and our reporters on the ground have been bringing us. It is so inspiring, and that's why we will continue to stay with this story, because Chennai's fight is India's fight. We've got time on this bulletin for one more caller. Ramdas calling in from Delhi. Ramdas, go ahead.
My name is Ramdas.
Yes.
I'm from Delhi.
Yes.
My entire relatives, my mother-in-law, brother-in-law and sister-in-law all are in Chennai.
Yes.
In fact, they are in T Nagar, KK Nagar and Saidapet,
yes,
where
sir.
the water has gone up to about 5 feet or 6 feet.
That's right.
I was told, and we couldn't make any contact for about 3 days. And luckily, some of our relatives went to their house, and then they were telling they are okay now.
Okay, great.
And,
that's good to hear.
Really, I just want to thank for the NGOs and other people, private
Absolutely.
people who are working and then helping us in the hour of crisis. But one thing is very astonishing is the absence of government machinery there.
That's true, sir. That is true. Yes.
The army is there, NDRF is there, everybody is there.
I can tell you, Mr. Ramdas, that the problems with state authorities, state machinery, administration on the ground is an issue we are aware of. We've taken cognizance of it. I can tell you that as the media, what we're doing is focusing on the humanitarian operation right now. We will get to the lapses, we will get to the politics, the fact that there have been oversights by the government, machinery and other things. In a few days from now, once the actual rescue and relief operation for millions of people in the city is actually complete. We are out of time on this particular bulletin, but I want to tell our viewers that you can continue to tweet India Today. You can tweet me. My Twitter handle is @ShivArur as well. All of your grievances we will be compiling and giving to the state authorities and rescue teams on the ground. Rohini and Mayuresh, thank you so much for joining us on this particular bulletin.
All right, the latest news break coming in from Chennai, and the news is not good. What we are getting in is reports of heavy rains in Chennai, even as at the same time a Met Department warning has gone safe.